missed it, and you are not too late. God's fire burns all the time. I'm here to share a testimony and an encouragement with you. Many years ago, it was back in 2008, I was being so intensely activated by the Spirit of God to step into all of the things, the Spirit that was available back at that point in time. And I was so on fire for Him, so in love with Him. I was stepping out, stopping for the one on the streets, stepping into my prophetic giftings. There was all sorts of crazy things were happening. Glory cloud dust were turning up in our home and just nuts. It was really, really quite an intense period of time. And then what started to happen was that life got busy and I started to not be quite as intensely focused on all it is that God was doing in my life at that particular time. And I can remember falling into a slump and feeling like I've missed it, I've let it go, the fire has gone out, and I started to really grieve. It was a moment of great sadness. And I have this distinct memory of doing our business accounts upstairs while my eldest, my daughter Rebecca, was playing with some crayons and with some pens and paper. Pencils and paper. She was drawing something. I was doing this, all of my accounting, and I had actually started to cry, and I was saying to God, "I'm so sorry. I've let the fire go out. I've let the fire go out." And I can remember while I was contemplating this with the Lord and trying to get my accounting done all simultaneously, Rebecca was asking me how to spell particular words. I wasn't taking a lot of attention about what it was that she was doing at the time. But as I was sitting in this sense of deep grief, I then a little hand came and tapped me on the right elbow and said, "Mummy, God told me to give you this." And what she had drawn was a picture of fire, yellow, orange, and red pencil and crayon, and written the words, "Fire burns all the time." And in that moment, I mean, of course, that set the waterworks going with me, and I gave her a big hug. God can speak through our children in a very profound way. And in that moment, I learnt such a powerful lesson that we might think that the fire of the Lord has gone out on our heart, but fire burns all the time. Your callings, your gifts and callings are irrevocable. He never takes them away, and it does not take much to fan back into flame the burning embers that are resting upon your soul, that are resting upon your spirit. So if you have been doubting whether you have missed God's call, I want to encourage you. You haven't missed it, and you are not too late. God is the God of many, many chances. Your gifts and callings, as I've already said, are irrevocable. You cannot ever lose them. You cannot become disqualified to get back up and keep going. No matter what, you can start again and you can finish well. I ministered to someone at church yesterday. There's a girl that I was sitting next to, and I just felt, I went to say goodbye, and I could feel this need on her, and I said, "Hey, can I give you a hug?" And then I looked at her again and said, "Can I pray for you?" And she said, "Yes." And as I prayed for her, I said, "You have not missed anything. There is no such thing as FOMO in the kingdom. There's no fear of missing out. God's always got something good at hand for us all to do. It's just a matter of standing up, stepping back into it." So I want to encourage you. I feel like a lot of people are feeling like they've somehow missed it. They've become disqualified. You can't do that. You can't shake loose God's love. You can't shake loose your callings, and you can't shake loose all of the gifts that He's already popped into you. Remember, the fullness of Jesus Christ is within you. We are in the fullness of Jesus Christ as well. We are in Him. He is in us. That's something that I've unpacked in other lives. And if you're ready to run, just go ahead, get back up, and step straight back into it. He is delighted as soon as you say, "Yes, pick me again. I'm here. I'm ready to go." He adores you, and He wants you to fulfill your God-given purpose. He created you for an amazing destiny at hand. Now, just briefly, if you are ready to run and you want to join a community where you're going to be encouraged, equipped, and empowered, and then deployed, then come join us. Check out the link that's in the description in this post. Prophetic Mastery Coaching is open until the 19th of July. It's one of the places I've created for people to be encouraged to step into everything that they have been called to step into. Sometimes we have people landing in that space when we do an intake and they're like, I don't think I can do this. I think I've missed it and everything like that. And I have to struggle not to laugh, because I know my God, and I know my God says, you haven't missed it. He is the Father of many, many more chances. So if you're ready to run, check that out, but be encouraged. Fire burns all the time. Does not take much to fan into flame. And if you want to be inspired with some poetry, have a look at The Wind Hover. It's one of my favorite poems that inspired me even before I became a Christian. I can remember reading that as a 17-year-old in my final year of high school. And Jared Manley Hopkins writes the most beautiful poem about this idea that there's this lump of coal and it looks like it's dead. It looks like it's just blackened. And then all of a sudden it breaks open, and within it is a burning coal of flame that's about to burst into fire. That's who we are. We carry the goodness of God. Fire burns all the time. So I hope that is encouraging for you. Hey, Betty, it's so good to see you. And Stephen, yeah, oh, thank you so much for your encouragement. Do I have a word for you today? Oh, let me think. All right. What I feel like, I don't know if you remember, I don't know how old you are or what your interest was. This was a band back in the 80s. I wasn't really into them, but my sister was. They were called the Thompson Twins. And as soon as I saw your name, I heard the Thompson Twins. I'm going, what's that about? And not only are the gifts and the callings irrevocable, Stephen, and he wants you to know that they're not irrevocable. You haven't missed anything. But what I would also say to you, Stephen, is that there are plans and purposes that he has placed right within your grasp. And in actual fact, I would hazard a guess that there is that double portion, in the same way that the Thompson twins, there was two of them would turn up and they would release a harmony. So I think that there is a double portion that you carry. It's about discovering it. God is more about the journey than he is about the destination. He's more about the process than he is necessarily about the purpose. And I think that the beautiful thing is that he said it's about the adventure. It's not about the job description. And Stephen, I know you've been to all of my trainings. You've heard that sort of thing said over and over and over again. And I really do believe he's such a fun God. He's such a fun God. So I want to encourage you this week to spend some time with him this week, just being quiet and start to journal with him. Ask, what gifts and callings have you given me? I think you are going to discover double what you thought for your trouble. Double for what you thought for your trouble. There is double of giftings and callings and anointings upon your life. And ask him. I feel like that in generations that have gone before you, that a few people have laid down their giftings and their callings. Those are available. If you want to carry them forward for the next generation, you can say, Lord, please highlight what previous generations have laid aside, who have not stepped fully into, or even who have some money. This is a metaphor, some money left in the bank. I feel like there's an inheritance that's actually sitting there waiting for you in the spirit. Say to God, what is it that maybe has been put down by people who have gone before me in my generational line? I would like to pick that mantle up, please, God. And even don't be surprised about some inheritances as well. We just pray for an inheritance for you without any loss, without any grief, that there would be a beautiful inheritance that you would discover as well in the natural, whatever that might be. Anyway, I hope that's encouraging, Stephen. Tell me if that actually also resonates. Oh, Betty H, you've had lots of prophetic words from me, but what I actually feel, and I mean, this is leaning into the name of my book that's coming. You know about this, Betty, but I feel like you are his happy, happy, happy place. I hear that you are a happy meal. So whenever he sits down with you, it's like there is a happy meal for you to eat. You know, the happy meal Meal, the McDonald's Happy Meal. And I know McDonald's have got, their fast food, all that sort of stuff. But I think, Betty, that it's about a shift of mindset that within this unseemingly amazing bag, there is this happy meal that he's actually set before you in the presence of your enemies. We Psalm 23, we know that, that he sets a table before us in the presence of our enemies. We forget that it's in the presence of our enemies that we get to feast. There is a feast whenever there is challenge. So feast upon his goodness, feast upon that which he has actually brought to you. You are his happy place, but he also he has a happy meal for you to consume. If there's anyone else that wants a prophetic word, please jump on and say, I would like a prophetic word. Otherwise, I will wrap up. I'm glad that you caught me, Betty and Stephen. One's on YouTube, one's on Facebook. And of course, if you do receive a prophetic word, please feel free to give me feedback about how whether or not it resonates. Because as I always say, when I give a prophetic word, the power is in the agreement of those who are receiving the prophetic word, not in the one that is giving the prophetic word. It doesn't matter how powerful the prophet or the prophetic voice. It's about the recipient who will then take the prophetic word, process that prophetic word, and then determine through their agreement and their actions as to whether or not that prophetic word comes about. The majority of prophetic decrees that have been placed throughout scriptures, Old Testament and New Testament, most of them have required human engagement and participation to see them fulfilled, the vast majority of them. So it's very, very important to understand that. So yes, it's a Betty Boop, Betty in a box. Yes, yes, yes. That's great, Betty. Also, if you follow on YouTube, those of you who are on Facebook, because Facebook drop the lives off, so they don't keep them up there permanently. So follow along on YouTube as well. Make comment, share, like, follow, do all those things, because it actually helps get the word out. It helps get the word out. The more that it gets out there, the more comments on there, the more, the deal, the algorithms drive it. And it is sad, but that's what we need. So follow along, share the shorts, share the algorithms. Hey, Angela, it's so beautiful to see you too. Angela, are you the same Angela that gets onto Instagram? I'm feeling that you are. But anyway, much love to you as well. All right. Well, I'll wrap it up. Have a look at that encouragement. Fire burns all the time. Do not doubt that. Even if you don't feel it, I want you to know. So it was in that season of, I could feel this coal burning on the inside of me, and I felt like it had gone out. And it took a 4.5, 5-year-old drawing a drawing and giving me these words: fire burns all the time. I'll have to find the picture somewhere, and then her sharing that. So Stephen, I have two twin older brothers that know the Lord but are not walking there in person. I have been inquiring of the Lord for a double portion and a greater mantle to carry for my family and those that God placed in my life. I want all that God has for me, Beth. I know you do. You're a passionate one. Keep pressing in, but don't strive. Press in. So there's this balance. There's a tension between pressing in but resting in the knowledge that he's a good God and he's going to give it to you. It's going to give it all to you. If you're having a cup of hot chocolate, you can have seconds. You don't have to beg like Oliver. You can just say, I want more, Lord. We bless what you're doing. Anyway, lots of love, and we'll catch you